In a world drowning in noise, attention-seeking, and shallow validation, there's a man who doesn't need to perform. He doesn't chase, doesn't overthink what to say, doesn't get rattled because he's grounded. He's composed. He's built himself up so solidly from the inside that when he talks to women, they don't just hear him, they feel his presence. That man is what we call high value. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how he talks to women without the games, the pickup lines, or the emotional chaos. This is the blueprint. Let's begin. The first thing you'll notice about a high-value man: he doesn't talk to impress, he speaks to express. He doesn't chase reactions, doesn't force attraction. He's not selling anything, he's being. When he talks, he speaks slowly, with weight. He chooses his words the way a sculptor chooses his next strike. Calm, collected, in control. Women feel this difference immediately. They lean in, not because of what he's saying, but how he's saying it. Epictetus once said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." That includes their opinion. High-value men don't talk to get validation. They talk because they have something worth saying. And that energy is magnetic. Second, he listens with his face, not just his ears. When she's speaking, he's not waiting for his turn. He's watching. He's present. The average guy hears words. The high-value man hears intent. He picks up the subtle shifts, the uncertainty in her tone, the way she hesitates when talking about her past, the way her eyes move when she lies. He's tuned in, not paranoid, just aware. It makes her feel seen. And when a woman feels seen, she opens up. The third trait? Silence is part of his language. He doesn't fill every pause. He knows the power of stillness. A lot of guys panic when there's a gap in conversation. They try to overcompensate, but the high-value man lets silence breathe. Because he's not seeking approval, he is the approval. His calm makes her question her own nervousness. His stillness invites her into the present. Fourth, he doesn't over-explain. If she challenges him, he smiles. If she doesn't agree, he nods. If she doesn't like him, he walks. There's no convincing, no defending, no spiraling. Because his sense of worth is internal. When you over-explain, you're telling her you're insecure. When you defend every point, you're telling her you can be shaken. High-value men say it once, with intention. If she doesn't get it, she wasn't meant to. Fifth, he communicates boundaries without being hostile. She tests him, he stays grounded. She crosses a line, he calmly brings it up. He doesn't yell, doesn't guilt trip, doesn't emotionally punish. He just reflects back. That didn't sit right with me. I don't operate that way. Let's not go there. No need for drama. His tone stays level. His message lands harder because of that. Because calm men cut deeper than loud ones. Sixth, he's honest, but not reactive. If he's interested, he says so. If he's not, he also says so. But he doesn't use truth as a weapon. And he doesn't let truth make him arrogant. He understands being real isn't about being rude. It's about alignment. He won't fake interest to keep her close, and he won't lie to look more impressive. He speaks his truth because it's his duty, not because it benefits him. Seventh, he flirts without performing. He's not a clown. He doesn't rely on pickup lines or viral trends. His flirting is subtle, playful, present. He teases with class, compliments with elegance. It's not about approval, it's about connection. He's grounded in his own masculine energy. So he doesn't need to win her, he just lets her feel him. Eighth, he doesn't talk down to women, but he never pedestalizes them either. He treats her as an equal. Not a prize, not a problem, but a person. That balance is rare. Most men either overly worship women or become bitter critics. The high-value man does neither. He understands women, but he doesn't bend himself to fit their expectations. He listens, but he doesn't compromise his standards. He's kind, but never a pushover. Ninth, he speaks from experience, not theory. When she talks about something vulnerable, he doesn't give cheap advice. He relates. He empathizes. He shares what he's learned through living, not something he read. And because he's walked through fire, his words carry weight. When he tells her, "You'll be okay," it feels different. She believes him because he believes himself. Tenth and final, he knows when to stop talking. The high-value man knows. Mystery is power. He doesn't say everything, doesn't give it all away. He lets his energy speak louder than his words. He exits at the right moment, leaves her thinking, leaves her wondering, leaves her wanting. He doesn't cling to attention. He lets go, and that's what makes her hold on. The bottom line, talking like a high-value man isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about who you've become when no one's watching. It's about your energy before you open your mouth, your posture before you make a move, your calm before she even speaks. Work on that, and you won't just talk different, you'll feel different, and when you feel different, she'll feel it too. Sit with this, journal it, practice it. Subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.